If you wake up between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m., do not take it lightly. Do not dismiss it as a mere disturbance in your sleep or an accident of the body's rhythm. It is not simply because you drank too much water or because your dreams stirred you awake. When the world is wrapped in silence, when the streets are empty and darkness still rules the sky, something greater is moving. God is stirring you. God is calling you. God is awakening you for a purpose that transcends the ordinary. That hour is not ordinary. It is sacred. That hour is not random. It is divine. Have you noticed how at that time the air feels different? It is still, it is heavy, and yet it carries a strange weight of eternity. You may feel restless. You may feel an urge. You may even feel oppressed, as though something unseen is pressing against your spirit. Do not fear this. Instead, recognize it. This is the hour when God opens the heavens to those who dare to rise. This is the hour when destinies are shaped, when prayers pierce the unseen world with unusual force, when secrets are whispered to the souls that are willing to listen. The enemy of your soul also knows this. That is why he disturbs you in the night. He knows that if you ever discover the power of these hours, your life will change. He knows that if you ever learn to rise and bow before God at 3 a.m., you will no longer be an ordinary person stumbling through life, but a vessel of power, a carrier of light, a warrior who cannot be defeated. That is why he tries to keep you asleep. That is why he sends distractions. That is why when you wake at this hour, you are tempted to scroll through your phone, to turn on the television, to do anything except bow before the one who summoned you. But I tell you this with conviction. If you wake between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m., do not waste it. Do not turn to meaningless things. Do not let slumber drag you back down. Rise up. Wash your face. Straighten your body and recognize that God has knocked upon the door of your heart. He has whispered your name in the silence. He has chosen that moment to separate you from the multitude, to test whether you will respond. Do you not understand the weight of that call? The creator of the universe, the one who shaped the galaxies, who stretched out the stars, who governs the tides of the sea and the breath in your lungs, has chosen to awaken you, not at noon when the world is noisy, not in the afternoon when you are busy with endless tasks. No, he wakes you at the quiet hour when no one sees, when no one applauds, when the world is asleep. Because that is the hour of intimacy. That is the hour of revelation. That is the hour when God measures the depth of your hunger for Him. At 3 a.m., the voices of men are silent, but the voice of eternity grows louder. At 4 a.m., the cities rest, but the courts of heaven are alive. At 5 a.m., while most of the earth still slumbers, God is searching for those who will rise, who will kneel, who will call upon Him with undivided focus. The most dangerous thing you can do is to turn over and sleep again. Because when you sleep, you forfeit what could have been your breakthrough. When you sleep, you close your ears to the message that was meant for you. When you sleep, you waste the divine appointment scheduled for your life. There are mysteries that will never be revealed in the noise of the day, but only in the silence of the dawn. There are blessings that will never be handed to you in the crowd, but only when you stand alone before God in the darkness. There are battles that will never be won in the sunlight, but must be fought on your knees at 3 a.m. You wonder why some chains remain unbroken, why some doors remain locked, why some enemies still pursue you relentlessly. It is because you have not risen to meet God when He has called you. If you rise at that hour, do not complain. Do not speak of your worries. Do not waste words on ordinary requests. Bow deeply. Call upon God with faith. Ask Him to reveal what the enemy is planning against you. Ask Him to cover your children, your family, your work, your mind, and your heart. Ask Him to strengthen you for the battles yet unseen. When you pray at 3 a.m., your words are not like the words of the day. They are sharper, heavier, more powerful, because they are forged in the silence of sacrifice. God is closer than you think in those hours. He bends down to hear the whisper of those who dare to rise. He marks their names. He sets them apart. He clothes them with a strength unseen by others. People may look at you and wonder why your life is protected, why doors open for you, why storms do not drown you. They do not know that at 3 a.m. you are bowed before the throne of God. They do not know that at 4 a.m. when others chase dreams in their beds, you chase the presence of the eternal. Do not despise this holy interruption of your sleep. It is not a punishment. It is an invitation. It is not a burden. It is an honor. For God only awakens those He trusts. He only disturbs those He desires to draw near. If you have been waking at this hour, you are not cursed. You are chosen. You are not being harassed. You are being summoned. Respond with faith, and you will see what others never see. Respond with obedience, and you will walk in dimensions others never touch. The enemy will tell you, go back to sleep. Your body will plead, just 1 more hour. But your spirit must answer, God has called me, and I will rise. Each time you obey, each time you kneel, each time you pour out your heart in those hours, you are writing a story in heaven. You are establishing victories in realms unseen. You are shaping your destiny and the destiny of generations after you. When you wake between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m., you must understand that this is not just about you. It is about eternity moving through your life. These hours carry a weight that most ignore. But those who recognize them, those who respond to them, become vessels of transformation. God calls you at that hour not only to bless you, but to shape the future, to turn the course of events, to intervene in battles that are raging in silence. Do you know why God often chooses to awaken you in that specific window of time? Because the distractions of the world are minimized. The noise of men has ceased. The chatter of society is quiet. It is in this stillness that the voice of God is most clear. When the day begins, you are quickly surrounded by duties, responsibilities, conversations, and noise. But at 3 a.m., you are stripped of all those layers, left bare before your Creator. That is when God can reach into the deepest part of your being and whisper things you could never hear in the rush of the day. This is the time when your heart is most vulnerable, when the spirit world is most active, when unseen battles rage fiercely. The enemy prowls in the dark, searching for souls to weaken. But God calls His own to rise and push back with prayer. Do not underestimate the warfare of the night. When you feel an unusual heaviness, when your mind feels troubled, when your body tosses and turns in restlessness, it is because forces you cannot see are moving. The ordinary man sleeps through it, but the one awakened by God rises and confronts it. That is why rising at this hour is not simply spiritual discipline. It is survival. It is warfare. It is destiny. When you bow in those hours, your words echo in eternity. Do not rush. Do not stumble over empty phrases. Speak with clarity. Speak with conviction. Speak with hunger. Tell God that you are awake, because you know He has awakened you. Tell Him you desire His guidance, His protection, His wisdom. Ask Him to expose the traps set before your feet. Ask Him to silence the whispers of doubt that the enemy plants. Ask Him to renew your strength so that you can walk in purpose and not drift like the masses. Think of how powerful it is while millions lie in sleep, their minds lost in dreams. You are awake, alert, and standing in the courts of heaven. You are not just one person whispering in the dark. You are aligning yourself with the Creator who governs everything. When you kneel, you are not small. You are mighty because you are connected to the source of all power. This is why those who rise at 3 a.m. do not live like others. They carry a presence, a strength, a light that others cannot explain. Their enemies fall before them. Their fears cannot conquer them. Their storms cannot drown them. But let me tell you something deeper. Rising at 3 a.m. is not only about asking, it is about listening. Too many think prayer is a monologue where we pour out words and then leave. No, prayer is a dialogue. When you rise in the silence of dawn, speak, yes, but then wait. Be still. Open your heart. God may not shout, but He will speak. Sometimes it will come as a thought that pierces through confusion. Sometimes it will be a sudden peace that calms your restless mind. Sometimes it will be a conviction, a strong inner pull, directing you to act or warning you to wait. These whispers are priceless. They are the difference between life and death, between victory and defeat. If you rise at 3 a.m., you are choosing intimacy over comfort. You are telling God, I want you more than sleep. Do you think God ignores that sacrifice? No, He treasures it. He records it. He rewards it. While others chase after blessings with desperate hands, the one who rises early finds blessings chasing him. Doors open where they should be locked. Opportunities come that cannot be explained. Protection surrounds him like a shield. Why? Because at 3 a.m., he gave God his heart. There are levels of favor you cannot unlock without the discipline of rising early. There are secrets of the Spirit you will never know until you kneel in the night. There are enemies you will never defeat until you stand at that hour. Some blessings are costly. They demand the sacrifice of your sleep, the bending of your knees, the lifting of your hands when the world is resting. Do not run from this cost. Embrace it, for the reward is greater than the pain. Look at the world. So many chase power, money, recognition, and yet they are empty. They sleep through the night and rise with weary hearts. But those who give God the first moments of the morning rise with light, rise with clarity, rise with authority. They may not have the world's applause, but they carry heaven's approval. And that approval is worth more than gold. This is not just for saints, prophets, or holy men. This is for you. Do not disqualify yourself by saying you are too weak, too ordinary, too sinful. If God is waking you, it means He has already chosen you. He sees something in you that others may never see. Do not waste the invitation. Do not bury the calling under excuses. Rise. Even if your prayer feels weak, rise. Even if your words are few, rise.